Right, hello. Time for an honest review of the new Harley Benton HSS Fusion 3 in shell pink with some added stickers. Please ignore those. I play in an 80s covers band and all my guitars get either lights in the fretboard or they get silly stickers or various other things like that. You can look up the specs online. I'm not going to go through it all in great detail. Suffice it to say that we've got Roswell pickups, a high output, they're modeled a bit like a JB at the bridge, and then two single coils, which are the 70s versions, 5-way switch, volume and tone, both of 500k pots, which we're going to come to. The Wilkinson VS50 bridge, which is the fairly standard thing they're doing, stainless steel frets, roasted maple neck, Grover locking tuners, and that's about it. It's quite lightweight. We're going to compare it to a few other guitars that we've got in the background. We've got a Fusion Silver Sparkle, Charvel Sandemus, which is my main gigging guitar, a Fender Player Plus Series Telly, one of the new ones, and over there we've got a Squire Classic Vibe Telly, and you can't see it but lying down over somewhere over there is a Fender Japan Strat from the 80s. Currently playing through my Helix, which is down there, and maybe later on we're going to swap to a little Blackstar HT Studio 20 watt, which is over there, so you can hear a whole load of different sounds. A little bit about the quality of this. Some people have commented that they didn't think that's that great. What I can tell you is that the neck pocket is not that well put together. Don't know how well that's going to come. It just needs a little bit of a screw up, but actually it plays perfectly well. When it arrived, the nut was badly cut and cut too high. I'm no expert in nut cutting. I ordered some files and tried to trim it down, made a bit of a mess of it. So this is a replacement Graphtec 42mm Tusk nut. And with a bit more practice, I've now filed that so that's at the correct height. Plays much, much better. I also changed the strings that came with it from 9s to 10s. And actually what I have noticed is that, sorry, I'll rephrase that. The strings that came with it were 10s. And what I've done is I've restrung it with 9s initially, because that's what I usually do on most of my guitars. And actually it just didn't play very nicely. And with me messing up the nut, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go back to 10s and cut the nut for 10s. And actually it plays much better and it sounds much better. The other thing which I don't like is that the pots are 500k. Now, lots of guitars, Anderson, Sir, all the top end stuff do various things with little resistors such that the humbucker sees 500 and the single coils see 250. And I was planning, because I really didn't like the sound originally when I first got it and put 9s on it, to change the pickups completely. I've even ordered a JB and a couple of Tone Rider single coils, and I was going to put 250k pots in. Since going back to the 10s, playing the volume on full and the tone on half actually gives a really, really nice sound, which I will demonstrate. I'm just going to play a little bit, go through a couple of the sounds that I have on my Helix that I use for my 80s tribute band, and then we're going to swap over to the Blackstar, and I'll probably just play a couple of the other guitars to give you a little comparison, and then you can see what we think. I hope you enjoy it. So first up, this is just a what I have as my sort of bog standard rock sound for most of the songs that I do in my 80s band. So this is based on the Friedman B100, that's the model in the Helix. And I'll just go through a few different gain stages and you can see what it sounds like. So this is on full humbucker, not coil split, and on a light-ish gain setting. So for me, that's quite light gain. So. So hopefully you think that's not a bad sound. Remember, that's the humbucker with the tone on half. And if I go to a slightly cleaner sound, which hopefully I've got in here somewhere. So this is the sound I use for Aha, Take On Me. I'm going to go to position number 4. Now, if I put the tone on full, you're going to get some real ice pick treble sort of noises. even more noticeable when you go to the either neck or middle individually, because on my Strat, which is down there, which I'm going to play later, I don't have the middle pickup wired to any tone controls. So when you're on both, on position 2 or position 4, you only got one pickup that's in the tone circuit, and it doesn't dull it quite so much. So here is just the neck pickup, tone and volume on full, and it's really, really bright. Now, if I go to the position 4, bright but not quite so bad. But if I roll the tone back to half and go back to the neck pickup again, position 4, middle pickup just on its own, position 2, not coil split. So that's got quite a lot of output. If I coil split it, it does go a bit overly trebly for my liking, but and then on the clean sound with the bridge humbucker, tone on half. It's actually quite a nice fat sound. And also, with a little wiggle of the tremolo, this is the first Wilkinson VS50 that I've had that actually stays in tune. So that all bodes well. So I'll just play for you another few quick sounds for you. This is a bit of Bon Jovi. This might be a little bit loud. Complete with mistakes. Let's play a few sounds and then we'll change some guitars. So for our sins, we do a little bit of Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. Normally I play that on a humbucker neck position. On the single coil it sounds a bit like this. Boost it a little bit. Position 4. Position 2, humbucker full, sounds quite, still sounds quite pokey and quite a lot of output on that position. Too bright for my liking. Let's go through another few sounds. So we also play Footloose in our band, so this is all. Bridge position sounds like middle position. Bearing in mind that's the tone control still on half. Sounds pretty good if you ask me. A little bit of walk of life, again, middle position. And finally, just a little bit more rock stuff before I swap guitars so you can get some comparison. Sorry for the mistakes. Right, let's swap guitars and just compare that same rocky sound with my Charvel San Dimas, and then you can compare the humbuckers and see what you think. So this comes loaded with Seymour Duncan distortions, and if I just play a little bit on the bridge, lights in the neck, courtesy of Martin Sims in the UK. Very, very cool. And then if we just compare that back again with the Fusion. You can tell this is an honest, unedited review. So, you know, I think this thing actually holds its own. You know, for those of you that are really into your heavy metal stuff, so. Not bad. Let's just contrast some of the single coils. So this is my Jap Strat from the 80s. This has been customized, modded. It's got Texas specials in it. It's got a Gilmore switch, 250 pots, new nut, new machine heads. It's been refretted. It's been in the wars, this guitar, but it sounds great. So if we just go back to a single coily sort of appropriate sound. Right, so here's that aha sound again. And we might even find a better, yeah, let's use that. chorusy. And then if you compare that with the Harley Benton, see what you think of that one. What I do find is that the Harley Benton is probably a little bit darker sounding than the Fender. So this is position 2. Position 4. Position 2, coil split. If we coil split the bridge, it's quite bright, and I'll compare that with the telly for you so you can see the difference. I'll show you what that sounds like with the Player Plus telly, which is noiseless pickups and is, in my opinion, quite bright. And again, works best with the tone control rolled down a little bit. So, same sort of sound, bridge pickup on full. In between sound. Neck pickup. Roll the tone back just a little bit, I find really helps. And just I'll play that again on the Harley Benton so you can see what you think. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of what it sounds like. What I'll do quickly is just compare this one to the Charvel, and I'll just do that through my Blackstar amp, which is over in that corner. Takes a little minute or two just to warm up. It's not got a standby switch on it, and currently that's set on quite a dirty sound. And just like I said, we'll just compare the Charvel and this one and see what you think. So that's the bridge split. You can hear the hum. Right, if we go back to full humbucker. Neck. I'll just play that through with the Charvel and then you can see what you think. So, same kind of thing. So the Seymour Duncans have a little bit more clarity, they have a bit more oomph, but you know, this guitar was about 700 quid, changed the pickups for white ones, they were black, put a white middle pickup in that it didn't come with. You know, the Harley Benton was 333 quid, the lights cost £600, you know, it's quite a lot of money. Neck pickup. So, all in all, I think the Harley Benton's pretty good for the money. Lastly, I'll just show you the clean sounds, which are really quite nice on that Blackstar. Just let me change the channel. Again, just with the Harley Benton to start with, and then I'll probably play, I might play the other Harley Benton, the Silver Sparkle, because that's a really, really nice guitar. That has slightly different pickups on it. It's got the LAF pickups on it, which are the lower output ones. So this is the clean channel, the bridge humbucker on full, tone on half, volume on full. Position 2. Might just turn the amp up a little bit. Get it cooking a bit more. Neck pickup. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good sound. If I roll the volume down just a little bit, there's no treble bleed. You actually lose quite a lot of treble. You can almost get a passable jazz tone. So if you just roll it off, there's no markers, but that's probably from about 10 to about 8. If I roll it down just a little bit more. Back to full, just play the same thing. It's not bad. Bit of middle pickup. It's a nice sound. It's almost a bit Buddy Holly. Not saying that's Buddy Holly at all, but neither is that. Can't remember any Buddy Holly. But middle pickup. Not bad. Let's just plug in the Silver Sparkle Harley Benton just for comparison, and then we'll call it quits at that. One thing that is noticeable, actually, because they're supposed to have the same necks as far as I can make out on these two guitars. This Silver Sparkle was one of the first ones that they made, because I was quite keen on getting one of these and put the order in quite early. The flame on the back of this neck is actually pretty good, and it's gloss up here. I don't know how well that translates. You can see it reflecting, whereas the Fusion 3 is much more matte. Don't know how well that translates. This is a bit of a lighter colour, not so much flame on the neck, but they both feel very similar. So if we just play humbucker, neck, obviously quite a lot more output. If I put it in single coil split, middle position split. have it. Hopefully that's been informative for you. Hopefully it helps make a decision on whether you want to buy one of these or not. Like I said, I was very unimpressed to begin with, but having played around with it, put 10s back on it as opposed to 9s, keeping the tone control at half, volume on full really works for me. The trem works fine. I had to file down the nut a little bit, but that wasn't, you know, a bit of trial and error, made a mess of one, got the next one right. Do you know what? I've actually really changed my mind. I really, really like it. So, hopefully that's been informative for you. Any questions, just ask in the comments below. As everyone says, like and subscribe. I don't have many subscribers, I don't do lots of videos, but the ones that I do, hopefully you like. And yeah, there we go. Cheers.